So, what are you looking at?
Yeah, I'm looking at all our old episodes. Like I'm looking at like episode 1.
Oh man, episode 1 was with Fajr, right?
Yeah. Getting
Well-
Reiki'd.
Oh yeah. I remember that one, where Fajr, his daughter was about to get Reiki'd by a Reiki master,
Yeah.
and he was like, "I'm not letting anyone Reiki my daughter tonight."
My baby.
Yeah.
You ain't Reiki'd my baby.
Yeah, that was a
that's
good one.
That's a good one. I personally like of the Fajr, like the start, because like we started out with like a few Fajr episodes, right?
Yeah.
My favorite of his was the growing up by the train tracks, about like the childhood and the train tracks and the kids in the refugee camps throwing rocks at the
Yeah.
train that would pass by, and how the fateful day when the train stopped.
Yeah, and they came and they kidnapped a kid.
Yeah, I mean,
They
they taught us
straight up-
all a lesson though.
They straight up kidnapped a kid so that they'd never throw rocks. Well, it worked, right?
Yeah.
Because they
after
never
that
threw
day.
rocks again.
Okay, another great one that I see up in the early lists. Episode number 5, childhood or
Schoolhood. Yeah,
Schoolhood.
that one was one of my favorites.
That's one of my favorites. Like
Yeah.
with the insanity that happens in schools, you know, as an expat kid, like in Dubai or the UAE.
Yeah, that was the first time me, you, and Mo recorded. That was the first time Mo was on our show.
Wow,
Yeah,
I just assumed
and
he was there.
ever since there, he's been hogging that guest spot.
It's like constantly.
Yeah.
He's a good guest to have. To be
Yeah,
honest. He's
good
got
storyteller. Good storyteller. Yeah, he's like, every podcast has that one guest that's like recurring.
Yeah.
Mo's definitely that one for us.
Yeah.
It was Fajr for some time, but now Mo
Most
took the mantle.
took the spotlight.
Fajr, you need to up your game.
But wait, in that schoolhood one, I remember you were talking about how.
I'm gonna take this off. I forgot that I'm wearing it.
Oh, okay. You were talking about the time when somebody collected all the insects and then they released them in the class, and then how everyone got in trouble and the
Yeah.
principal came.
What happened was, yes, insects were let loose in the class so that we would skip class. And then they gathered us all around. And some kids who wanted to snitch on the guy who brought the insects knew that I knew who it was. And they were like, Jamil, you better say that it was him. And I was like, I'm not saying anything, man.
Yeah, you don't want to be a tattletale.
Yeah, and then when they gathered us all around, the teacher was like, minus 20 for the entire class, unless you guys tell me who it was. And the two guys who wanted to snitch, they're like, yeah, we know, it's him. And the principal knew that they were already fighting, so he thought, no, maybe they just want to like someone there. And the guy was like, no, it wasn't me. And they were like, yeah, it was him. Even Jamil knows. I was
Neutral
like,
party.
yeah. And then the principal was like, Jamil, was it him? I was like, like the guy at the back was like, if it say it's me, I'll kick your ass. And I forgot why.
Did you just
but
like relive the whole story?
man. It's a good story.
Okay.
And then for some reason I was like, yes, it was him. I don't know why. Why did I do
you
that?
sold them out. Well,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
forgot
there's
why.
the pressure of
Yeah,
minus
that's
20 for the whole class.
Yeah, fuck that. I
Pretty
didn't
big
do shit.
threat. Pretty big threat by the principal. Like, and like kids take that shit so seriously. Like,
Yeah.
oh no, man, minus 20 for the whole class.
I'm gonna drop from a B to a C? As if these letters mean anything now.
Honestly.
Yeah. Stay in school, kids.
Okay, another real, like one of our best episodes. Isra visits Korea.
Oh yeah, that was not bad.
To be honest, like I kind of wish we could re-record that one. Like I felt like the story didn't get the glamour that it deserved. It was just like me and you in the pool room,
Yeah,
me
testing
telling
it
you.
out.
Yeah.
Testing out the podcast. Yeah, that was good. But do you feel like your storytelling techniques have improved ever since we started?
Yeah, I could probably retell that story in a better situation. But I mean, I did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
I mean, if you haven't listened to it, go back and appreciate it, you know?
Yeah.
But
Isra gets naked.
yeah, I get naked in it.
Yeah. Not in the episode, in the story.
It's pre-YouTube.
For YouTube, thank God.
What do you mean, thank God, buddy? And then we have one of my favorite episodes. George backpacking in the Middle East.
Oh yes, that's one of my favorites as well.
Classic. Also one of like the funnest episodes that we had while recording.
Yeah.
We laughed so much while recording that episode. Like we had to like pause so many times just to like collect ourselves.
Yes. That was a really good one. George is a really good storyteller.
Yeah.
Even in terms of live events, George's live event episode has by far the best one. In terms of live events. Well, what happens in that one? Oh, the year of fuck it, why not?
Yeah.
Yes.
He also has the allergies one where he didn't know what allergy meant.
Oh yeah.
Allergic to. That was a really good one. We also recently recorded one with him about like getting in trouble in school and stuff. Remember that one?
Vaguely.
Okay, I'll tell you the name of it exactly. The name of it is...
Oh man, I'm trying to remember some. You know what's so much fun to do with our podcast? I've done it once.
Parental guidance.
Oh yes, parental guidance. Yeah, that one was a good one.
Definitely our naming of episodes has improved.
Kick ass.
Yeah. like I'm looking at like our early episodes, just like schoolhood, you know? And then now it's like parental guidance.
Yeah,
like
and we'd put schoolhood, W, semicolon, Mo Abu Zaid. Whose idea was that?
So much information in the title. But yeah, like now our episodes are like a lot more clickbaity, you know? Like
we know the game, baby. We know the game.
Tinder. Check it out. You want to know about Tinder? You better click on this.
What? You want to know whether we match or not? We're not going to say it in the title, baby. You got to come in.
Okay.
Oh, speaking in that way, Khaled. Khaled's episodes are so funny.
You know, like, but Khaled's episode, unfortunately, got me a lot of negative feedback. Like, because Khaled's such a, like, obnoxious...
out there.
Sexist.
He's not sexist. Come on.
Like, I mean, like, his just, like, his approach, like, his storytelling.
He's like a badass.
Like, the way he refers to, like, his ex-girlfriend, or the way he refers to, like, females. Like, oh, she wanted it, or, like, whatever he would say about women. It just came off as really sexist. He may or may not be.
Yeah. He's a sweet guy.
Sweet guy. But yeah, I had like a lot of girls like calling me out, like friends and just like
really?
random people being like, Isra, why didn't you like tell him off? Why didn't you like...
Yeah, maybe you should have on the podcast.
But to me, I was just kind of enjoying the story. I didn't put that lens on, but then afterwards when I listened to it with that, I was like, oh shit, yeah, he was harsh. And I was totally like in the background like, good one. You know? Like, I wasn't appreciating.
Yeah, go get him, guy.
He's a bad boy, ladies. You better watch out. But then afterwards, I realized that it's not, you know, you need to respect women, Khaled. It's not acceptable talking about women like that. Me too.
Hashtag
me too. Me too movement, you know. Anyways, yeah.
Also, a golden one for me was the awkwardly cringy episodes, the part 1, part 2.
Awkwardly cringy?
Yeah, with Sakaya. The story about how like he called the cops with his neighbors. Oh my God.
I feel like I get cringy just thinking about those
Yeah,
episodes.
they're so good. They're so good.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're good.
Yo, we're laughing so hard. Or when he was in the honeymoon, that part kills me. When he was in the honeymoon and in bed, and they thought like monkeys were shaking the bed, but turns out it was just an earthquake.
I get secondhand embarrassment from those episodes. Like I can't grasp them. It's too much for me. I like my favorites would be like more recently are a few of the ones we've recorded with Mo, like the kayak mission.
Oh, that is my favorite episode, actually.
Kayak mission is a really, really great story. With spot on accents.
Yeah. The Chinese accent.
Mr. Lee.
Mr. Lee, he say.
So that one I've actually re-listened to.
I've re-listened to it many times.
Like when for example, if I'm on a walk and I don't have internet access and I have some episodes that are like preloaded from a long time ago, I just go back and I'll be like, okay, fine.
Let's do it
Kayak
again.
mission it is. And I genuinely would be like laughing at it.
Yeah.
It's a really great story.
I re-listen to it whenever I'm showering. Yeah, it's like I'm showering with Mo sometimes.
It's not a shower unless Mo's in here with me. What a weirdo. Ooh, Ramadan. That was a good one.
I can't remember the stories, but I remember the theme of it was so good. Like,
It was just
and the
like
timing.
about like how people act in Ramadan.
Yes, that was good. That was
Like,
good.
what are you? Are you like a loves to be around food or hates to be around food kind of guy? Like that.
I found that to be quite informative and like, oh, this is what Gilna is actually experiencing during Ramadan.
It's very like spot on, relevant to what's happening day to day. You know, the day to day working of a Jamil Hamburger expat kid working in like, you know.
Must have been so difficult for our listeners to listen to Jamil Hamburger while fasting.
Because of the burger reference?
Hamburger. Yeah.
Also, because on our Instagram page, I just constantly kept putting pictures of yummy burgers.
yeah, I remember that. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah,
right. That's what you used to say.
Yeah. I used to just Google like yummiest, juiciest burger ever, like, and just like screenshot those pictures. What else do we got on here? We got
Wow, this is good. By the way, I found like just sitting on Instagram and going through our page from the beginning and listening to all these snippets to be so much fun. I love doing that.
I think that's because it's us.
Maybe.
Like, I don't think people who are not us like to go on our page and spend time on it.
I don't know if they like the podcast. They probably enjoy it. So let us know if you enjoy those quick recaps on Instagram by the comments below. I've always wanted to do that on YouTube.
It's so cringy.
Please comment below and tell me.
Okay.
Or visit me at my house and just knock on the door and tell me if you liked the quick recaps.
This is what I have to put up with.
Comment below.
Stop. Okay, I there's something I like to do on our Instagram page, which I'm sure a lot of people enjoy as well. The amazing stories that we have.
I gotta give it to you. The Insta stories are top notch.
I know. I feel like
when you're not lazy out by posting them like 3 weeks late.
Okay, because I feel like with the Insta stories, inspiration really has to come to me. Like we have the episode, we record it, it comes out, I re-listen to it after record it, and then I feel like I have to find that angle to like poke fun at it.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say it, but I'm gonna say it. I don't think that I've come across any company or podcast or Instagram account that goes about Insta stories in such a comedic way like us. Do you know anybody that does Insta stories that way?
Yeah, maybe not specifically Insta stories. Yeah, not really. I just know of like accounts that I like their pages, found them funny because of the posts, like the actual posts, not Insta stories.
Like each Insta story is a little story.
Yeah.
And then each Insta story interacts with you and asks you questions and is kind of silly and kind of makes fun of, and you know?
Yeah.
There's just so many elements to an Insta story. And that's why I have to wait for inspiration to spike.
Right. It's the old argument, between the artist and the moneymaker thing.
Yeah.
Like, come on, we need to produce more.
And I'm like,
no,
dude,
it's about quality, baby,
I gotta
not
wait
quantity.
till I go to the bathroom and, take a really good dump, because that's when the inspiration's going to strike,
So whenever you see a new Insta story posted on Instagram, you better know Isra just laid down a big one.
Double espresso right before it. Because that's the only time I have like serious time to myself. Also, we once had an Insta story related to that.
Poops and coincidences.
Yeah, the poops and coincidence episode where
when I went on the moth. Oh, that was so epic.
That was the coincidence.
Yeah, that was the coincidence.
But then the poops was.
Well, it was related to the poops. The only reason I was looking for a spot was because I needed to take a shit.
You needed to poop.
Yeah.
And the poops was people, bathroom usage in the at work. And then the Insta story was like, what's your bathroom usage style at work? Never do it. Only if it's an emergency. I'll set up an entire office in there. And then there's like emojis of all different offices.
Yeah.
That one.
That was a good one. That was a good one. Basil was with us on that one.
Yep.
From Basil Meats. That's a plug right there.
Shout out to Basil. What else we got?
I like the part when Basil was like, the guy was in the bathroom and he's like, Lab!
Yeah.
He's like taking a big one. That was funny.
Okay, we got the P word.
Oh, that was a good one. Yes.
He's a sweet, sweet man. He's a sweet man. He was sweet.
Wallah, he was sweet. After like 3 hours of him explaining to him, this is why the pyramid, we don't call it the pyramid scheme, sorry.
Sweet guy.
I gotta go.
Okay, what else we got? We also have another one with Mo here. Not all heroes wear capes.
Not all heroes wear capes.
With the guy about the guy who cut in and then got into an accident with like a mesquite.
Most heroics. Guy. Yeah, I remember that one.
And then we got charged with anger with Fuad.
Good old tall Adami. Still single, ladies. Fuad.
Tall, Adami, traditional kind of guy, right? And the dangers of drinking Dunkin' Donuts coffee.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It will cause you to do karate kicks on your university glass doors.
And then more recently...
You know, I'm just thinking...
Wait, no, we have charged with anger and then... Whoa.
This is one expensive gun.
What the hell? Yo, I'm hooked. What is this about?
This is one expensive cab ride.
Oh, yeah.
13,000.
That was so stupid.
Okay. No, I meant to say there's 2 episodes with Fuad. I mixed up. There's charged with anger.
Yeah.
And then there's karate kick and bala illat haya.
Yeah. Charged with anger was, I think, when he went to jail for a little while.
Yeah, and the karate kick was the Dunkin' Donuts. Okay, I mixed them up. But yo, honestly, just hold on real quick. What was that? There's something here you're saying.
On Hamburger Generation,
what a great
Jamil and
intro.
Hamburger. We're joined by George
Damn,
for
sound
a
good.
burger story style episode. You know, the type of episode where we each share a personal story under a particular theme. Well, today's theme revolves around stories from our childhood where we've done that one thing that got our parents furious. Enjoy the show.
And that's what he looks like when he's recording the intro.
Oh, this is exactly what I look like. By myself, in my room.
Why are you so animated? I swear to God, you're like a cartoon character. Okay, we also got Ball Star.
Okay, one thing we didn't talk about is
What? Your plane got what?
the what's it called? The commercial that we did for Iowa. That was pretty cool. Got paid. Yo, we got paid.
Yeah, rolling.
Make money.
Rolling. Yeah, I mean.
One dirham.
It's like coins.
Yeah.
Not even. But yeah, that
was cool.
It was nice to feel like we were noticed.
Rewarded, yeah, for like some
Yeah.
reach, baby.
Yeah. And then I felt like anytime anybody would be like, what's a podcast? I'd be like, it's a revenue making side project that we do, because it wasn't just like, there's revenue involved.
Yeah. We also made revenue by being at Sikka. That was cool.
Oh, yeah.
We got paid.
Yeah, Sicko.
Live
Sicko was good.
events.
Although,
if you're looking
like,
for live events, storytelling, we can do it.
The recording for Sikka was my least favorite episode.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Because first of all, the quality was like meh, and I told the best story at Sikka, and then it wasn't used because they decided to play music in the background. You remember that?
Oh yeah, that sucked. That sucked. Yeah, that
sucked for me, but it was like a blessing for you and your story. And the cats.
Oh my God, that was so bad.
So at Sikka, Jamil decided to tell a story about his love of cats. And there was children in the audience. And the story concluded with, and I saved the cat and I brought it home and it was the best day of my life because, you know, the cat was saved
Oh man,
because what I
reliving
had
this
done.
is so cringe.
And then the next morning, the cat was dead. Thank you all for listening. Have a great day. The children
I
are
hope
like-
you enjoy your wonderful day with my story. Don't let it sink
and
into your
then you
head.
see all the kids in the audience like, Mommy, why? What the cat died?
ليش ماتت؟
ليش ماتت البسة؟ العمو قتل البسة؟ Come on. I mean, most story.
No, we forced him. Mo, we don't have any storytellers. You have to do it. Man, I really don't want to. No, you have no choice. You have to do it.
Man, I really, really, really hate telling stories in front of an audience. Like in a room, it's cool, but in front of an audience, Mo, there's nobody else. He shows up like, I'm sick. I really don't want to tell it.
We were quite literally pushing him onto the stage. Just improvise.
His entire face, the whole story he told, his entire face was like this. Looking at him, I'm like, oh god, his face was like this. Like
You
it
probably
was,
had to pretend, oh, you're doing great.
yeah,
Keep it
exactly.
up.
I was like, you did so good, but then on the inside, I was like, oh my god, that was like the worst.
Yeah.
His face was like half smile, half cry, pain. It was
Torture.
Like, oh god, it's so funny.
Which
remembering it.
reminds me of another episode, the VJ hunt. That was not bad. That was good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, most sitcom performance definitely directly ties in
To the VJ
to
hunt.
the struggle of the
Yeah.
VJ hunt. He really doesn't. He doesn't do well with that like
Mass audience.
mass audience spotlight. Like
Yeah.
act now.
Yeah.
Like dance, monkey.
Especially when it's visual. When it's visual, it's hard. Like on podcasts, just audio, so you can like kind of like lay back, and just talking, and you
Yeah.
feel like,
I mean, but for some people, it comes naturally.
yeah, you know.
The whole visual thing.